What's happening guys, it's Abhinav from PhoneBunch and this is our review of the Asus Zenfone 3. Now this is the 5.2-inch variant which comes with a 1080p display, Snapdragon 625, 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of onboard storage and a 2650 mAh battery. I'll get to the rest of the specs as we move along, but let's talk about build and design. On the left of the phone you have the SIM card slots. Now this is a dual SIM 4G VoLTE cable smartphone. But it comes with a hybrid SIM card slot, so you can either use 2 SIM cards or 1 SIM card and 1 microSD card. On the right of the phone you have the volume rocker as well as the power button. Now again, just like the build on this device, the buttons are really sturdy as well. They don't wobble even a little bit and have great tactile response. Now moving to the top of the phone, you'll find the audio jack as well as the secondary microphone. At the bottom you'll find the speaker, the USB Type-C port as well as the primary microphone. Now the back is where things get really interesting. You have a fingerprint sensor there, 16 megapixel camera with Sony sensor, and you have laser assisted autofocus, dual LED flash and an RGB sensor to get the perfect lighting when using the flash. Yes, the camera does protrude a little bit, but it really didn't bother me at all. Now coming to the front, you have an 8 megapixel front shooter. It takes decent selfies. You have a notification LED up top as well. Sadly, you have capacitive buttons which still are not backlit, but the chin has become smaller with the Zenfone 3. Now the display here is really the highlight of this phone. It is very bright, it's easily visible outdoors, it's very sharp as well. It has Corning Gorilla Glass protection too, and you can tweak the color balance of the display to suit your needs. You have a blue light filter for reading at night too. Great color reproduction, it really looks superb. Moreover, due to the 2.5D curved glass in the front, touch response is really excellent here. With that, let's talk about network and call quality. This is somewhere we didn't have any issues. Call quality was good both through the earpiece as well as the speaker. You have call recording baked in. You also have dual band Wi-Fi available too, and all the sensors that you would require. Gyroscope, magnetic field sensor, light sensor, proximity sensor, everything come on the device. Now Asus has really gone all out with the design of the smartphone. You can see that concentric circle design at the back. When light reflects it, it truly looks magnificent. And the fingerprint sensor really works well too, so the hardware does complement the design. It's accurate, it's decently fast, not the fastest out of the lot, but still works great. You can also double tap the fingerprint sensor to open up the camera app very quickly. And talking about quick, the camera has very fast shutter speed. There are a lot of modes available there, out of which you won't be using many, but the night mode really works well. Moreover, you have a manual mode to get complete control over the image that you want to take. I'll show you some of the long exposure shots that I've taken with this camera. Moreover, 4K video recording is also supported, although video recording does come out a bit soft at times. The Zenfone 3 uses sort of a hybrid autofocus system. You have phase detection autofocus, you have laser assisted autofocus as well as contrast based autofocus. So combine all that, this camera really can focus very fast on a subject, which makes it great for macro photography too. And you can have a look at all these images. They look really sharp, yes, slightly over sharpened at times. Now these are some of the long exposure shots. Those did come out well too. Now given that this phone comes with optical image stabilization, even lower light shots do come out quite well. Coming indoors too, you will see that the noise levels are pretty much in control. So yes, this is a very good camera at this price point. With that, let's talk about audio quality. Now you have a bottom firing speaker here, which is a bit tinny. It's not the loudest either. You have an audio wizard built in where you can tweak a bunch of settings to make it sound a bit better, but still sounds a bit tinny. Now these are the Zen-Ear earbuds that you get within the box, and these sound excellent. Audio through the headset jack is truly brilliant. It's loud, it's crisp, and it is very clear. So that's definitely a plus point here. Moreover, you have FM radio support as well. Now you have Zen UI running on top of Android Marshmallow. Overall performance is quite good on this device. The user interface is fluid, but the thing is there is still a bit of bloat on this phone. Quite a lot of pre-installed apps, but thankfully most of them can be either uninstalled or they can be disabled. And then there is quite a bit of customization, which Zen UI is known for. You have theme support baked in, and you have this new app lock functionality, which sadly just doesn't work with the fingerprint sensor, which is a bit strange too. And as I was saying, there are a plethora of themes available where you can customize, starting with the icons to the wallpapers to even the notification quick toggles. And well, there are a few neat options available there, like flashlight, you can quickly boost to get more performance, clear up RAM. So there are plenty of neat options built into Zen UI, something which you have already seen earlier. Now you have 32 gigs of onboard storage on this device, out of which you'll get about 23 to 24 odd gigs. And you can always expand that with a micro SD card, and there was plenty of free RAM even though many apps were running in the background. Memory management is actually quite good here. Now you also have the one-handed mode, which isn't that really useful on this phone, but you do have some gestures like double tap to sleep and wake, which I really found more use for. And really, the performance on this device is actually quite good. Web browsing worked out great, apps do open up quickly as well, and you don't notice any lag while switching between apps. That being said, this is still a mid-range chip, so sometimes you will notice a bit of delay in opening up apps or switching between them, which is not visible on say the Mi 5 or the OnePlus 3. But even then, in general use as well as in gaming, you won't notice a huge performance drop. Overall, in gaming we saw that most of the higher-end games did play quite well, apart from a few hiccups here and there. I'll have a card up top for the gaming review. With that, now let's talk about battery life. I was pleasantly surprised that I was able to get about 4 odd hours of screen on time on this phone and about an entire day's worth of use with just a 2650 mAh battery. So there is quite a bit of optimization that has gone into it. Then you have the 14nm chipset as well, which definitely helps. You can also customize the power profile. I generally kept it at normal. So folks, here's my final take on the Asus Zenfone 3. The first thing is, it is a very slippery smartphone. Now given that it is made out of glass in the front and back, it really doesn't come as a surprise. It does get smudged with fingerprints pretty easily too, but it feels really good to hold in hand. Great touch response there too. The build quality is really superb on this device, as are the cameras and the brilliant display too. Now a few things that I didn't like: the speakerphone should have been a bit louder. Moreover, the capacitive buttons should have been backlit as well. At this price point, you really shouldn't cut any corners. And talking about price, yes, it is priced a bit high, especially with a mid-range chip inside, when you can get flagship processor with the Xiaomi Mi 5 and the Lure Max 2. But neither of those phones look as good or are as eye-catching as the Zenfone 3. So this is definitely a design-first smartphone, and the hardware does back that up too. It performs decently well in everyday use, decent battery life and good cameras. So folks, that was my take on the Asus Zenfone 3. I hope you liked this video. If you have any questions, hit us in the comment section, and as always, have a great day.